The Insta360 Luna Ultra is officially out, and while I haven't gotten my hands on one yet, I wanted to share my thoughts on it. As someone who loves the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I've traveled the world with this camera, and I've really grown to just appreciate the compact and easy to use nature of these little pocket cameras. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Luna Ultra, it is Insta360's first pocket style camera where it has like a handheld grip, a screen, and a camera with a gimbal attached so you can get nice smooth footage. Prior to that, DJI was pretty much the only type of pocket camera like this that was really good. So now I think starting to see more camera brands add their own features and unique spin on it is pretty cool. Now for the specs, the Luna Ultra has a 1-inch 8K main sensor that has a 20mm focal length. It's the exact same focal length as the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's wide enough to capture some really nice landscapes and quickly vlog, but it's also not ultra wide where it's causing a ton of distortion. So the 20mm main lens on the Luna Ultra, something that I do definitely love. And the secondary telephoto lens is a 1 1/3 inch sensor, and it is a 60mm focal length. And I'm really happy that these pocket cameras are starting to incorporate dual lenses, because I did feel like that was one of the limitations with these Osmo Pocket cameras, just because having one 20mm lens does limit you a bit in the types of shots that you can get. And they have a lot of in-camera digital zoom options as well, up to 12 times I believe, which is pretty cool. And recently I took my Pocket 3 to a Dodgers game where I just had the 2x zoom, and honestly having a dual lens would have given me much more options in terms of what I can shoot and what I can reach. And if you live in the US, the standard combo costs just under $770, which I think that's a really good price considering what you get out of the camera. Now it shoots 8K up to 30 frames per second and 4K up to 120 frames per second. I would probably never shoot 8K. 4K is more than enough. What's more important is the dynamic range that you get out of the sensor and the color depth, which I'm pretty hyped to see. The Luna Ultra has 10-bit color depth, shoots in iLog, which is a flat desaturated color profile, and has 14 stops of dynamic range, which is a really good jump because a lot of the previous Insta360 cameras, I believe, all shot 8-bit color depth, which is typically not enough to color grade, because when you do try to color grade 8-bit footage, it falls apart very quickly. And dynamic range is essentially how much information you get in your highlights and your shadows. So having 14 stops of dynamic range is really good. The Osmo Pocket 3, I believe, has 12 or 13 stops in D-Log M, but more dynamic range is always a welcome upgrade. So going off the spec sheets, this does seem like a really solid pocket camera. One of the coolest features I think the Luna Ultra has, which I was skeptical about when I first heard of it, is a detachable screen and control button. At first I thought it was a gimmick, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought of situations I would actually have benefited from that. For example, sometimes when I set up my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I'm pretty much just leaving it on a ledge or a table and trying to film myself, but trying to look back at the tiny screen and see what's in the frame, it is a bit of a struggle. So you can't always connect your phone to Bluetooth and monitor and control it from there. But if you are traveling, spending an extra few minutes to try to set your phone up to Bluetooth, that's something I've never done with the Pocket 3, so I don't think I'd do it with any other camera. And the reason I'm a little hesitant to pick up the Luna Ultra is just because there are quite a few different pocket cameras that are supposed to come out very soon. An Osmo Pocket 4 Pro coming out, which doesn't have a set release date, but they sent out units to a bunch of new creators, and the Xtra Muse 2 Pro, which is essentially the US version of the Pocket 4 Pro. However, there's no set release date for the Pocket 4 Pro or the Xtra Muse 2 Pro yet, so I'm kind of just waiting to see more people get their hands on and actually announce and review what these cameras will be able to do. But one huge issue, if you live in the US, you cannot purchase the new DJI Osmo Pocket 4 or Pocket 4 Pro that will eventually come out, because our goofy government has a ban on some of the new DJI products. So if you do live in the US, your options are going to be the Insta360 Luna Ultra or the Xtra Muse 2 Pro whenever that comes out. And once the Xtra Muse 2 Pro comes out, I'll definitely make a decision on which camera I'm going to get. Ideally, it'd be cool to pick up both and compare them so you can see and help make a buying decision for yourself. But I also don't have unlimited amounts of money, so I'm just going to have to pick one, and for now I'm playing the waiting game to see what else comes out. Anyways, I just want to say a huge thank you for watching. Let me know what camera you're interested in picking up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.